All right. Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to today's live stream over ergogenic aids, or otherwise known as performance supplements. But before I get started with that, I'm going to make a few changes as I progress with my business. I'm going to be making a few changes to these live streams. Of course, I'm going to continue to do these daily Wednesday live streams to give you guys value and information. But I also want to do because I've sort of made it a habit of doing announcements and sort of discussing future things that I have planned. So at the beginning of every one of these Wednesday live streams that I do, I'm going to start doing announcements and I'm going to share with you guys more information on what I'm offering with my business and the offers that I have, or, you know, anything new that comes up that I want to share with you guys related to my business. So there are a few things that I want to discuss before we get started with the live stream over performance supplements. And of course, we've got some announcements. So let's go ahead and get started. And I want to mention one big thing that's happened recently. So through Facebook, I'm actually, because of my following and my growth now, I'm actually able to be a part of a program. I'm qualified to be a part of the program called Facebook Stars. So basically, what this is just a way that you basically purchase stars and you send them to me as sort of a way to help, you know, support my content and just to help outreach my content and to show your appreciation for my content. That's basically what the Facebook stars are. And I know I made a post yesterday about discussing about Facebook stars. Now, with this, I'm not looking for anything in return. If you don't want to donate or do any kind of offer through Facebook stars, through to me, there's no big deal behind that. It does not matter to me either way. I just qualify for this program and I feel like it's a good opportunity to take advantage of it, since, it will help expand on my business and help build upon my business. So again, it's there. You'll likely see it. It actually shows up on any of my new videos. So it'll ask if you want to send stars, or it'll have a star icon to send stars. It'll show up on the live streams and my videos that I post through my profile. So you'll see that there as well. Again, this is just basically an eligibility of me to be monetized from Facebook. So that's basically what that is. So again, you don't have to do it. It's a way just to support me if you want to go above and beyond. So I wanted to get that out of the way. Again, it's called Facebook Stars. You'll see a star icon in comments, and you can support me any way you can. Again, it's no big deal if you don't decide to do that. It doesn't bother me either way, because all I want to do is help you guys out. Another thing, I do have next week's event live stream posted. I'll be talking a little bit about program design and about the OPT model, which is based on NASM, which my certification comes from. So it's basically sort of how program design is structured in based on specific goals. I know I talked a little bit about workout splits before, but this is a little bit of a broader view of a workout plan. So I'm going to be discussing that next Wednesday. And one last thing I want to mention, I am all month offering 50% off all my programs. Any program that you decide to choose when you do a consultation with me, all of my program will be 50% off on all the online fitness programs I have. These all include, you'll have access to Trainer as well as Evolution Nutrition with meal planning, and everything else that comes with my program. It's all included, and this, depending on your commitment, it all really mainly depends on your commitment as far as the price level is concerned. But It's 50% off all month of December. And if anything changes or if any new offer comes up, I will share that with you guys. I'm going to be offering that all December, so definitely feel free to reach out to me if you want to learn more about my program. Again, it's everything that my clients have now, you'll get just at a discounted price. All right, so that's all I want to mention at the moment. So let's go ahead and get into the topic I wanted to discuss today. I'm sort of excited to talk about this topic because there's a lot of information that can come from this, and there's a lot of things to keep in mind. So again, we're going to be talking about performance supplements. Now, when I talk about performance supplements, these are somewhat separate to your regular average supplements like vitamins and things of that sort. Whereas performance is more focused on a specific goal. It's a supplement you're taking to achieve a specific goal versus a normal supplement, a supplementation like a vitamin is you're using to supplement your diet or supplement your any kind of health, not health, but any kind of vitamin deficiencies you have to supplement into your diet. So that's pretty much the difference, whereas performance is focusing on a specific goal you're wanting to achieve. So let's go ahead and get started and sort of explain a little bit more as to what performance supplements and ergogenic aids mean. So ergogenic aids is pretty much the same as describing a performance supplements performance supplement. So it's a dietary supplement that may enhance performance or body composition and may also be referred to as a performance supplement, which I just mentioned. It's basically just another term for a performance supplement, so it's an ergogenic aid. All right. So what are performance supplements? Performance supplements, I sort of just explained this, but performance supplements are separate from both dietary and health-based supplements because they are focusing on benefiting a more performance-based outcome, such as to aid in muscle gain. Again, that's what a performance supplement is. Like protein, creatine, BCAAs could be another one. There's so many different supplements that I could go over. I won't discuss all of them today, but mainly the top ones that a lot of people talk about. So let's go ahead and get into protein. This is the most major performance supplements, most popular performance supplement, and you likely have heard it from somebody, especially if you're wanting to gain muscle. It's one of the most important supplements to take. So I wanted to go into a little bit of detail of what protein actually is. So all proteins are composed of amino acids. So there are 20 relevant amino acids, There's 11 non-essential amino acids and non-essential, and of those 9 are also branched chain amino acids, which is BCAAs. Now there is a separate supplement that you can take called BCAAs. It's a little bit different than protein itself. Amino acids are found in protein. BCAAs are the primary amino acids that are abundant in skeletal muscles, named after their branch-like structure. Muscle protein synthesis is something that happens with your body and when it reacts to protein. So protein and amino acids are principally used to augment muscle size and recovery by increasing rates of MPS. So MPS is just an acronym for muscle protein synthesis. This is the way that the body helps increase muscle size and recovery with, using that protein that you're intaking. So again, I wanted to expand a little bit on the BCAAs. They can be related to muscle goal. You can use them for muscle goals. Branched chain amino acids, they have 3 essential amino acids primarily. So you have leucine, isoleucine, and valine that are abundant in skeletal muscle tissues. And again, these are very much in, muscle tissue, and you can use this supplement to help aid, with gaining muscle. So again, that's pretty much explain explains basically the basis of what protein is, what it's broken down into. Amino acids are a big thing that you're going to hear a lot as it relates to protein and as it relates to muscle building. It's just the key components of, muscle recovery and gaining muscle mass. And so that's something that I really wanted to sort of explain a little bit more of what protein is. Alrighty, so creatine. This is another supplement that you've likely heard of. It's pretty common and it's up there with protein. The most common and likely most effective form of creatine available as a dietary supplement. So creatine monohydrate is another name for it. So basically what creatine does is naturally produced compound. It's made from 3 amino acids. I don't know if I know how to pronounce these correctly, but there's methionine, arginine, and glycanine. So it is actually produced by the liver and kidneys, but is primarily stored in skeletal muscles, where it exerts its primary function. So a lot of the ingredients, I guess you could say, of these supplements are in the body. Like the body, works with these supplements to help, sort of aid skeletal muscle. And when I say skeletal muscle, when you hear that, that basically means just muscles in your body. It's just a more, I guess you would say, scientific term for muscles, skeletal muscles. So that's a big thing that I actually do take this supplement myself. So I take protein after every workout. And I usually try to, as you gain more weight with protein, you're really supposed to, or as you gain weight and you gain more muscle, you're supposed to up your protein intake to help accommodate for that, for the protein to more absorb your muscles. So, you have to really aid, your body when you're gaining more muscle mass to use that protein. Creatine is another thing where I have it actually, it's usually integrated in pre-workouts. That's usually what I like to have. I mean, you can take creatine separately, but I usually try to look for pre-workout supplements that have creatine in it so that I do still get that instead of having to take it as extra supplement, because a pre-workout has, the caffeine you need to get going, and it's going to have that creatine in it. Some don't. There are some pre-workout supplements that don't have creatine, but creatine again is a very important part of, muscle gain. But you can, if you don't take pre-workout, you can buy creatine monohydrate supplement, which is the technical term for creatine. Or again, you can take pre-workout, and there's majority, I think, of pre-workouts have creatine. There's some that don't. But I didn't want to mention that. I'm not going to talk too much about pre-workout, but pre-workout is a lot of different things. There's a lot of different ingredients that are in those, and those are pre-workout itself is mostly to help with energy, to sort of get you going before your workout. All right, so stimulants. You've likely heard of it, or you've likely heard of one of the most popular stimulants, which is caffeine. And, it's the most common stimulant to talk about. So the most popular stimulant is caffeine, and is found in a wide variety of products such as coffee, tea, pre-workout, like I just mentioned, etc. So again, this is just basic terms. This caffeine is focused on energy. It increases wakefulness, attention, by chemically blocking receptors that create a sense of feeling tired. That's what caffeine does. However, it also causes an adrenaline release, which increases the metabolic rate and subsequently leads to more energy being metabolized. So the adrenaline release is also responsible for improving pain tolerance and mobilizing body fat stores. So that's pretty much, in a nutshell, what caffeine is. Um, that's pretty much all I have for caffeine. It's pretty much simple to sort of understand. Um, Again, it's in coffee, of course, teas, pre-workouts, and it's just it's identified or categorized as a stimulant. Okay, so what I'm going to discuss a little bit in this towards the end here is about some of the associations that regulate supplements, um, mainly performance-based supplements. So there's the NCAA, which is known as the National Collegiate Association of America, that regulates student athletics with college athletes. So they basically just regulate, any kind of performance supplements for college-based athletes. Um, and the reason why I'm sort of going through these is because I'm going to talk a little bit about banned substances and supplements you should completely avoid, and supplements that are legal, in other words. So, WADA is known as the World Anti-Doping Association, which is used for testing of banned substances. So they basically, do tests over basically any substance that's banned or illegal, in other words. Okay, so I'm going to talk about a little bit about banned substances. And I think this is important to sort of know and to be aware of these things, because when you start getting involved in fitness and, sort of, I guess you would say, um, getting into the industry, if you were to become a personal trainer or anything of that sort, a lot of people try to offer illegal substances, and they try to sell these supplements online to other people for unknown reasons. I have no idea why, but they try to target people in the fitness community on banned substances. So I really want to discuss these. And again, these are legal. Most of these are legal in the United States and the EU as well. So when we talk about banned substances, so some dietary supplements enter the market as legal but are eventually reclassified. So in recent history, this has occurred with some stimulants, and further back in history, there was a time that anabolic steroids were not banned from use in competitive sports. While some banned substances by the WADA, which I just mentioned, and the NCAA are not always dangerous, most are confined to prescription drugs and are not legal for everyday use. Okay, so these are the three main banned substances that I'm going to discuss today. So DMAA, it's considered a stimulant like caffeine, but it and amphetamine. So it was once legal for use as a dietary supplement, but has now been classified as being banned in the United States. So it's an illegal substance. So it's a stimulant. So it would be in the same category as caffeine. But again, it's a banned substance. It's illegal, and anybody who tries to play sports or anything of that sort cannot consume these supplements. Otherwise, they would be disqualified from sports. Okay, ephedra. It's a plant-sourced alkaloid with metabolism-enhancing effects. It is an illegal supplement in the United States and in the European Union. You may have heard of ephedra before, but pretty much that's all it is a plant-sourced alkaloid with metabolism-enhancing effects. So again, these supplements or substances are, performance, but they are to the extreme versus a normal supplement that you would take. The most common, of course, is anabolic steroids. These are, a lot of people get targeted from other people, especially if you're into weightlifting or powerlifting. A lot of people will target you to try to sell you anabolic steroids, which is something you should avoid. So steroids derived from a hormone precursor, usually testosterone, to increase muscle mass. Again, steroids are legal. It is a banned substance. You should not take it, and it has a lot of bad side effects. A lot of men try to take it to increase muscle mass, but it does have side effects that affect your testosterone levels and many other things. So I did want to mention that. Um, some other adverse effects you could get from taking anabolic steroids would be loss of head hair, um, irritability and aggression, altered sex drive, um, testicular atrophy, decreased sperm count, acne, prostate enlargement. There's a lot of things that you should avoid as it relates to anabolic steroids. So I just wanted to discuss a little bit of these with you guys, just to be aware of some things that you should avoid, and of course, be aware that these are legal substances. Alrighty, so that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. I want to thank you again for joining my live streams, and just being a part of the community I'm trying to create with fitness and help people reach their ultimate fitness goals and to have overall better health and quality of life. So if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message through my phone. If you do send a message through my phone, please let me know that you're wanting to learn about something, or you have questions about something, or you want to learn about my program. Please sort of give me a description of why you are sending me a message. If you decide to send me a message through phone, I've had that happen where a few people have sent me messages and I don't really know if they're wanting to talk about fitness related stuff, or so I really don't know whether to respond on or not. So if you do send me a message, sort of let me know what you're sort of inquiring about. And you can also send me an email through my Gmail, which is brandonparton95@gmail.com. And again, you can send me messages through Messenger, anything of that sort. So I want to go back over the announcements. So again, the Facebook Stars program is available for my videos if you want to donate and support my content. Next week's live stream event is up, and you can RSVP to it. It'll be at 12 p.m. next Wednesday. And again, it's going to be over the OPT model and more on fitness program design. And the last thing I want to reiterate again is the 50% off all my online fitness programs. It's all month. From December 1st to the 31st, it's all month where you'll get access to my online fitness program at a discounted price. Again, just reach out to me if you want to learn more and set up a consultation. I'd be willing to do that for you. So with all of that being said, I believe that's all I have for you guys today. I really want to thank you guys for all the support that you give me. I'm really growing. I feel like my business is sort of picking up way more. My client that I have, he's been doing really well. Still trying to gain new clients, but the client that I have has been working hard and he's been doing really well. I'm excited to share some progress with you guys. We're gonna have some progress photos coming out for his past few months he's been in my program, so I'm excited to share that. With all that being said, guys, thank you again, and I will see you guys in the next live stream over the OPT model. And if anything changes, of course, I'll post it. But see you guys in the next one.